Did you hear that?
What? Oh, that's
F-pop.
That might have been the first time I actually heard the unedited version. I didn't even know he dropped that one.
That's crazy, man. Good man. We got it live. What's up, Rev? Matthew Lima. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. So we're straight out of Springfield. We want to come on. It's been a while, Rev.
We are Rev Ken and Boston Rez.
Yeah, and
we have a special guest.
hold on. This is our first official guest.
Yes.
Is it Matt or Matthew? I don't know.
It's
Either depends on
it's Matthew on the birth certificate.
the. But Matt works.
But yeah, I don't ever imply or say anything for anyone to ever call me Matt. I just let them do what they want to do.
It's usually Matt. Yeah.
You guys usually go Matt.
Yeah, we do. We do.
It's
But it was
kinda
interesting. You had told me you like Matthew, but maybe it's for a different context, or maybe for the record, or
Yeah, when I was young, I hated Matthew. I hated it so much.
You hated what, Matt or Matthew?
Matthew, I hated it.
Oh yeah.
And then
So
I got
bad.
older, and now I hate Matt. It's like I don't want to be a Matt.
oh,
I don't want to be a doormat.
Yeah, that's the thing too, because I have one T. So when someone calls me Matt, it's like,
I can relate to that. You know, Philip is a little too formal.
yeah.
Only girls can call me Philip.
Yeah, I like. That's what I mean. I like to. I like to be as formal as possible.
That's like with me. You know, the girls can call me Kenny.
Yeah, yeah. Leave it at that. Let's not get weird.
Kenny or Kenan.
No rainbows up in here. No,
Only
we
the
know what the
true
rainbow really
rainbows.
means.
Yeah,
Bless us all. You know, that's a
That was an early episode.
promise.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
What did we have a topic, Rev? That we were-
I don't know. I thought we're.
What'd you guys do on your other show?
Time with Rev was growing up without religion, coming into Christ.
Yeah, I caught the end of it. It was really,
We
good.
talked about how he didn't have anybody to bring him up into the Lord.
I mean,
And
we
how
all
I-
have
how-
our
how
stories, man.
how
It's
I
good
had-
to let it out because it can help people, and I heard the end of it and it touched me.
Right.
So great job on that. I guess we're kind of freestyling. I guess.
Yeah. That's a normal freestyle. We usually have a topic, you know, and maybe
Today's a freestyle.
We included you in the cast talking about your music,
Yeah.
you know. So
I figured that was going to come up.
right. So maybe you can discuss some of your musical aspirations today.
Yeah, that makes sense for this episode, definitely.
Because we did have that one.
There's a
where-
lot going on with it.
Yeah.
There's a
did
lot
have
going
that
on in the
episode
track
about
house,
the
man.
big
There's a
songs.
lot going on at the track house in Chicopee, Mass. Angelo.
Shouts out.
So, anyways, yeah, it's amazing. I've known these guys for almost a year now, and they're my brothers in Christ. They are legit. This blood is thicker than any blood. So, when I first met these guys, it was awesome because, I didn't know anybody. I'm 100 miles away. They were very hospitable. We had each other's back. Early on, I found out Matt was a musician. His primary being bass, and he can play any other instrument. And he was a touring musician. He's a session guy. So I was like, ding, ding, ding. Put him on the list because I've always been trying to put together the band. I'm always going to be putting out music with a positive message and elevating. So that was huge. And Rev prayed on it. You went to the first session. We got Matt in the studio. I've been in the studio. We are working with the Broken Band Ministries. Big shout out to Brother Henry, Brother Austin, Brother Robert, Caitlin, Reed, the whole crew. But I got a song with this guy called He's Real. Could you tell him about the song a little bit?
Yeah,
Do you like it so
he's
far?
real. Yeah, I love it. I love the way it came out.
Thank you.
I love the positive what we've been receiving from people hearing it. Some people I thought would just hear it one ear out the other, and
It's been overwhelming, bro.
everyone's been enjoying it. I've showed it to my friends, and people are loving it. They're saying it's catchy. It's
Yeah, I like
Rev
it.
does rock and roll reverend over here. What do you got to pitch
That's
in?
what I put in my website. I'm the rock and roll reverend. Yeah.
Oh, you know your stuff. You're feeling it so far. I mean, let us
Yeah,
know if
it's
you're not,
good,
because
right.
we're not putting this stuff out. We're shining it, man. We don't need to rush anything. I want to get input. So, you have any input? Like, is it cool? You like the direction, or?
Yeah, I like the direction. Yeah, it's good.
Can only get better. You know what I mean? And
You know, it can only get better when you're glorifying God.
That's right.
amen.
Yeah.
That's the only reason it's working. But if, for example, speaking of God, speaking of everything happens for a reason, for us to meet a guy like Angelo Quaglia, a guy engineer,
Yeah, you should see all
the Wall of Fame.
The wall is just full of gold discs and.
This is good. You guys can confirm that
Right, yeah.
that he has worked with Luther Vandross, Madonna,
Yeah.
NSYNC, Joe Thomas, blah 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 blah. Like it's a miracle
Right.
that God put that man in our path.
Right here in little old Massachusetts.
In the West Boondocks of Chicopee.
Yeah.
And the rate that he gives us, if you're in this area or if you're smart enough, you could travel here. It's the Track House, TRAQ House. That's in Chicopee, Mass. The rate is amazing, and Angelo has become a really dear friend of mine, a mentor, spiritually, musically, and I will be working with that guy forever. Okay, he's been in the business.
Now, what about your former Rockwood?
Oh, I'm still good with Rockwood.
We
I'll
don't
be rolling up on
you. Don't want to spite Rockwood.
I would never, bro, because
But that's when you're back home in Boston,
you
right?
don't want to mess with Rockwood.
So now you got two producers that you can work with, right?
This is the thing, right? So, and I knew this was how it was going to happen when I gave up on the rock bands. I didn't give up on the music ever, but I knew at that time, Matt can relate, having a rock band and focusing on it I wasn't on the right path, man. You know, I was messed up, and my band, if you could believe it, was worse than me.
Yeah.
Our biggest show, we broke up on stage, and there was a lot
Broke
more.
up actually on stage? That's rough.
Right after. Yeah, right after. So the guitars
That's
played
terrible.
like horrible, right? This is a
Yeah.
Satriani guy, but of course, on the way there, they're smashing up Oxycontins. I'm like, hey, can you can you wait till after the show? They laugh in my face.
Oh, yeah.
So the guy plays like crap. He's way too high, and he blames it all on the sound guy. He's going after the sound guy physically.
Yeah, it's usually with the guitars. Usually with guitar.
I'm not going to release any names. I'm not even going to say the name of the band, but it was a very special band. It was
That's
awesome.
tough breaking up on stage.
Buddy.
See, with my friends when we were playing shows in New Haven, Connecticut.
You played all around Connecticut.
Yeah, we definitely played all around
I
Connecticut.
thought
Very
some of the
thankful
videos
for
were
it.
amazing,
Yeah.
so, you know.
So, but I felt like near the end of our run, at least they were chasing more of the lifestyle and the party life of spending time after we're done playing than actually caring about making music or playing. It was just about how cool we could look when we get off the stage.
It was all chicks, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Right, exactly.
Sex, drugs,
Bartenders
rock and roll,
know us.
alcohol.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
When they say that, it's real stuff. Man. It's
Yes.
hey, it's good. We had our fun, man. We were in the
Yeah.
world at one point, but we're better now. You know what I mean? But when they say sex, drugs, and rock and roll, it really is, man.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, alcohol.
You know, look
everything
at,
else you can think
Look
of.
at Lemmy Kilmister. He's a big one. Was a big one.
It's funny because I was able to, you know, just I think just having God in my life and being saved from a very young age, I was able to take a step back. Don't get me wrong, I indulged a lot. You guys know that. Shout out Norwood, Mass, Dave Zolla. Love you guys. Zolla Productions, Z-Pro, all my family in Boston and Norwood, Mass, Walpole. There was a time, man, and I was a mess, but I was able to take a step back and realize and be honest that, no, man, if you're drunk and high, you do not play better. Despite, you know, the guys are, oh, I sound so much better. No, I would record everything and did not sound better.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot of the enemy attacks us with. When I started sobering up, I was so afraid that I was not going to be at the level I could be. And I haven't really had much opportunity to play so much, so I haven't reached some of the peaks I felt like I've gotten. So I'm still kind of dancing on that line, but I know it's a lie. That is the huge lie of the enemy.
Now maybe you two would be musicians. Maybe the drugs and all that might be harder for you to sing and play. Now for me in writing, that's a different story.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, when I'm drinking, I can't write for crap anyway. But when I was toking on the weed, you know, my mind was
Does the weed
somewhere
help?
else, and I would be just inspired to write.
Let me get this, just to get upfront about this. I'm still an advocate for cannabis.
Right.
Do I partake in it? No. But the thing about the cannabis as well is I didn't use it in moderation. You know what I mean? It messed up my college. It messed up my education. I would have a lot more stuff if I didn't smoke pounds of weed. Sell pounds of weed. You know what I mean?
all that money back.
You know what I mean? But just to be upfront, I do not use cannabis anymore, but I'm still an advocate for it. What the heck was I going to say? What were you saying? Take over, Rev. You take over from here.
Well, I was just saying, as you guys are musicians, you have to write words to songs or think of words. For me, it's poems. I showed you those 2 songs that I wrote.
Oh yeah.
They come seeking and he calls their name. I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was just the title that hit me. Like we will make those songs. Absolutely.
And but I'm a poet by nature, and and it's not just for me. Rhyming is how I write my poems. I got to rhyme. It's got to rhyme. Mm-hmm. I've read poems. That they don't have. People say you don't have to rhyme in your poems, but that's just my style.
No, the rhyme is same with me. Every song I write, it's like every other line rhymes. It's a very common. You know what I mean?
With
like, you, when I use your
I can't get into haiku. I tried. I remember going to school and they tried to make us do haiku.
No, the rhyme is huge.
I can't do that.
With your poems, when we convert them to songs, basically I'm going to be taking out every other rhyme. Right. It will rhyme probably half of the time, because that's just a certain way that I write that works. But like you said, the rhyme is part of it. That ties it all in.
Yeah, it's a shame Kev's not really into hip hop because he's probably a pretty good rapper from his rhyming.
Who? Rev?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I did write a rap one time. I don't have it anymore.
We do have to get him on a couple tracks.
I wrote a rap called.
He's got a great rock voice. I promised you to get you on. I will.
I'd love to.
His AC/DC is great.
I used to sing War Pigs at karaoke, that and rock and roll all night.
I really want to get.
All that
I really want to get our crew to karaoke. I really look forward to that.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses.
Stop. Rock and roll demons. Oh God. That's the crazy thing. Like, I love me some AC/DC, some Ozzy, Sabbath. I can't tell you otherwise. Do I tap into all their energies? No.
We were talking about that. Matt was talking like how that was his spirit kind of thing. You know?
Yeah. God delivered us from that, but I think it's.
And I think it's a good thing that